So as you can tell, there were some tense moments in that conversation. Ultimately, Daniel Berger did drop his ball. It was kind of a compromise between the two spots. We asked Joel Dahmen to get his reflections on what happened on 16. He politely declined, but the other two involved gave their opinion.
You have to make those decisions between you and your playing partners. And, I mean, I'm confident with where I dropped, and it was all settled. There was no issues.
Looked a little contentious, at least on the...
Yeah, I mean, listen, I felt strongly that my ball crossed here. They felt strongly it didn't. In the end, you know, it's a decision that you have to make between your playing partners. And it is what it is. You know, I'm not upset about where I dropped. I think it was 100% was the correct place to drop. But I thought it would have been a little further up. So in the end, it was the right decision.
From my perspective, obviously I was a little further left than Daniel. In my opinion, I did not think the ball started very far left of the pin. It looked like it kind of started at the pin and then cut towards the end because the wind was also a little bit off the left. He obviously thought that he started it way left of the pin and then he kind of cut hard at the end, but that's not what Joel and I saw. I'm not going to put words in Joel's mouth, but he was closer to Daniel's line, and we both, you know, saw the same thing, that it kind of started pretty close to the pin and then cut to the right at the end, therefore not really crossing all the way up there close to the green. We thought it was closer to the grass bunker there, just past it, yeah, we had a little discussion about it.
Why did you feel it's so important to stand your ground, Victor? That, you know, you could just have shrugged it off and let it go.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a fun conversation. You know, Daniel's game is great, and I have massive respect for him as a player. And but at the end of the day, we got to protect the field and protect all the other guys. It's not a fun conversation, but when you strongly believe in something, you kind of have to stand your ground.
You know, it's interesting that Daniel Berger did ultimately bogey that hole. Again, there was a compromise amongst all three players that it was a spot where he dropped between the points where they thought the ball crossed. The other party you saw in that video, the PGA Tour rules official, the chief referee here at the Players, Gary Young. I spoke with him about that incident on 16, and he said we did not have any video evidence that could pinpoint exactly where the ball crossed into the penalty area, so he left it up to the players, and ultimately the decision was up to Daniel Berger to make the drop because, according to Gary, he will have to live with this decision. It will be on his conscience if he feels guilty. So an interesting thing that played out amongst the players and the PGA Tour rules official Gary Young on 16. Rich?
All right, Todd. Brenda, what'd you think? Well, I mean, these situations play out probably every week, although you don't capture them quite on tape like that or a hole like that. You know, maybe he makes eagle and he gets into the thick of things. I'm reminded of a story I heard of Arnold Palmer once, who asked his playing companion about an irregularity in the green. He thought it may have been a ball mark, but it was an irregularity, and he said, do you think it's a ball mark? Obviously, back then you couldn't repair a spike mark. And the playing companion said, Arnie, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And Arnie looked at him incredulous and said, I don't want the benefit. Generally speaking, when you're out there playing and you hit a shot like that, it is the consensus of your group, and that's where you drop. You confer. Where do you guys think that went in? You don't really even see players walk up to the spot before they confer. You guys cool with this? Does this look right? Is this about the right spot? And then you drop from there. So, you know, that was great for Joel Dahmen and Viktor Hovland, protecting the integrity of the competition.